Kia ora and welcome to Just the Job, and today another varied mix of exciting careers for you to take a look at. First up, Julian from King's College gets to grips with the work as a heating, ventilation and air conditioning engineer. Then we go digging for gold as Caleb from Dunedin discovers what's involved in a career as a gold miner. And finally, Hannah from Otago Girls High School spends a couple of days discovering the career possibilities as an early childhood teacher. So let's get the show underway as Julian discovers the varied work of a heating, ventilation and air conditioning engineer.
Hi, I'm Julian. I'm a student at King's College and I'm interested in a career in heating and ventilation.
So we've brought Julian along to AirPro Mechanical Limited in Henderson. AirPro is one of the largest heating, ventilation and air conditioning contractors in New Zealand with over 120 employees. Francis Hunt is a senior tradesman with AirPro and takes responsibility for teaching AirPro's apprentices. So who better than Francis to show Julian around?
G'day, you must be Julian.
You must be Francis.
Yeah, welcome to AirPro, mate. Come on in.
Okay.
We're all familiar with domestic heat pumps. The installation and maintaining of these is part of AirPro's business, but their main business is custom building and installing seriously large systems. Julian is going to see how the heating, ventilation and air conditioning systems are being manufactured and installed by AirPro for the refurbishment of the Auckland University's medical school. And like any large project, it all starts on the drawing board, where draftsman Richard translates the building's drawings into plant and equipment installation designs.
What happens after this process or stage?
So after this, we take a printout and then we give it to the factory and they will run it to the machine and fabricate these pieces.
Before Julian heads to the factory floor, he needs a health and safety briefing and the right gear. Julian's task will be to make some ducting for the medical school. It's all manufactured to order at AirPro's factory to the specifications drawn up by Richard.
This is the galvanised iron that we're folding now to make the ducting for the medical school.
Ducting is used to take air from A to B, and the ducting is made from sheet metal. The skill is getting it the right shape.
We'll put this now through the lock former. So if you just start pushing it through, yep. Let the machine do all the work for you. That's the one.
The lock former makes a crease in the metal called a Pittsburgh, which will be useful later. But first, the metal needs more than one fold.
Push the button, mate, and away she goes. Ta-da! Nice, clean 90-degree angle. Right, now that we've done our folds, we pretty much now just have to join the other half.
The Pittsburgh is the crease that allows one preformed part of the duct to be married to the other.
Just give that a tap so it doesn't go anywhere. Well, what we need to do now is put the flanges on.
The flange is riveted to the duct and is used for assembling the ducts together on site.
Okay, well, seems like you've got it all under control, mate. I think I'll leave you to it. I'm going to go have a cuppa. There's a few more over there. I'll see you later on. So, have you finished those jobs I've given you?
Yep.
So Julian's handiwork is loaded up and sent to the site.
G'day, Steve.
Hey, g'day.
This is Julian. I've got to get back to base, so I'll leave you to it.
Cool, cheers. This is the med school. We've been here for about 2 years and basically getting it upgraded floor by floor. We'll have a look around, have a look at all the different systems and that, but first part though, we've got to get the safety induction done.
Safety always comes first, and once briefed and kitted out, Julian and Steve head off.
Go to the basement first, eh? So what this is what we'd call a plant room. Basically, we need to be able to provide fresh air, we need to be able to extract odour, we need to be able to control the temperature, sometimes control humidity.
This is a seriously man-sized installation, and chilled water is used to cool the air.
This is basically the source of chilled water for a part of this building.
It's all the black spongy ones on
Yeah,
chilled.
Yep, it's the insulation on them.
These industrial installations are complex and challenging.
So as a part of AirPro and stuff, you just install all of the chillers and the ducting?
Yep, basically, well, the entire system. All the ductwork you see, all the pipe work you see that's connected to the mechanical systems.
It's not all about getting air in, sometimes it's getting air out that's important.
So, you know, you'll be burning stuff away with your Bunsen burners in here, all the nasties going up there. The gases that have come to here, the bottles will be contained over in this area here. What we got here is different manifolds for different kinds of lab gases.
Those gases are used in the medical labs, and a job for Julian now is to install one of the gas taps.
Hold it that way. You ready?
Thank you.
You ready now?
Tap installed, Julian was then keen to find out more about the industry itself from Steve.
What do you really enjoy about your job?
In project management, you know, we're sort of having to have our fingers in all those pies, so it's really varied. There's never a dull day. There was an underwater restaurant once in the Maldives. We did Neil Finn's recording studios in Mount Eden. It's quite good.
But what about the fundamental skills required by anyone wanting to start out in the industry? Julian asked AirPro's Managing Director, Malcolm Clark, for some sound advice.
There's a saying that all knowledge is worthwhile, and I've realised that you have to have a good grounding in English, and particularly communication. Don't get too hung up about what you're learning, just recognise that everything is going to be of value sometime in the future.
Well, it's been a busy couple of days for Julian, but did he make the right impression?
Julian did really well. I think he'll be a bonus to the company. You know, he got the right attitude, good character, got good hands-on for the job. Yeah, I'd recommend him, and all the best for the future.
While there aren't any prerequisites to enter a heating, ventilation and air conditioning apprenticeship, a good grasp of maths and English is really useful, as is an interest in mechanical engineering. An HVAC apprenticeship takes between 3 to 4 years to complete. Most training is on the job and is supplemented by block courses and night classes to cover the theoretical part of the course through the Manukau Institute of Technology. Once the apprenticeship is completed, then you'll become a qualified HVAC tradesperson. Once qualified, rates of pay increase and continues to increase as you gain more experience. You earn while you learn, and because of demand, prospects in the industry are excellent. Hey, well done, Julian. I'm pleased with that. It's come up well. Hey, after the break, we head south to Palmerston and go underground as Caleb goes in search of gold. Welcome back to Just the Job. Now, quite an unusual mix of careers this week, and this next one is really unusual as Caleb finds out if there be gold in them Otago Hills.
Hey guys, I'm Caleb with South. I'm 18 from Dunedin, and today I'm checking out a career in gold mining.
And at Macrae's Gold Mining, Caleb will be digging a little deeper into this career with Oceania Gold Training Coordinator Steve Renton.
Hey, we've got all sorts of mining here. We've got open cast and we've got a bit of underground. What we'll do first is take you to see another Steve, and he'll take you underground and show you where the ore comes from. And then we'll go and look at the processing plant.
Man, that sounds like fun.
Let's go do it.
Sweet.
Steve, Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Steve.
Thinking about a career in underground mining?
Yeah, I sure am.
Well, you come to the right place. We'll be able to show you everything you need to know.
The underground miner's 12-hour shift begins and ends with a blast. Explosives have just been detonated, dislodging fresh rock for recovery, meaning the process of extraction can begin.
All right, this is it. First time underground?
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Subterranean diggers, or boggers as they're called, are the underground operator's workhorse. These multi-million-dollar pieces of machinery load the freshly blasted ore onto low-riding trucks, and in the more hazardous regions of the mine are operated remotely.
You have a look in here, it's quite incredible. Everything's done by remote control on the bogger. You have a look at the monitors here, you see you've got all these cameras on the bogger. There's front, back, sides, things like that, and it's all operated by one person.
That's pretty cool.
It is actually, it's a really good job. You want to have a crack at it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
To be a remote bogger operator, what you previously need to have done is had quite extensive training on the bogger and a lot of experience actually bogging out.
It's harder than it looks.
It's a lot harder than your Xbox, isn't it?
The advantage or the purpose of using the remote bogger is so that no one goes in under unsupported ground. It's obviously it's dangerous. If the roof comes down, then there's no way out. But the whole purpose of it is to make sure that everyone is safe and goes home at the end of the day.
And with Caleb's tunnel now cleared of debris, it's time for him to make it safe for human occupation, a job many newcomers will find themselves doing.
You see where he's got all that white paint on his mesh, like that there, that's where he's put each of his bolts. So all these bolts will go in there to make that safe.
We're looking for people that are physically fit, good team players, because obviously it's a team environment down there. And it's not for everybody. It's not unusual to have people turn up, come for a job interview, get taken underground and come back up and say, this is not for me.
With the shaft secured and prepped for blasting, it's time to separate the gold from the gunk in Caleb's ore, which is the domain of the plant operator at the nearby processing plant.
Over that side where you found your rock and your ore, and you brought it back over this side, that's the end of the mining side. Yep. This is the processing side of the operation. What we're basically doing here in the open pit and the underground is we're chasing the mineral. We're basically after gold, and what we're looking at is particulate gold. It's not like the alluvial gold that you see in rivers and with gold pans and that sort of thing. The stuff that we're after, it's very, very small. You can't see it, and it's encapsulated or coated with sulphur. So when we're over in the processing plant, we actually chase the sulphur. If we've got the sulphur, we've got the gold. What we do here is we take the rock that you found, crush it up into talcum powder, add some chemicals, float it so it separates out, then we leach it, and hopefully at the end of that, we'll pour a gold bar.
Throughout this complicated process, it is the plant operator's job to ensure everything is running at its optimum level, a process easily monitored from a centralised control room.
So this is basically the nerve centre of the whole place. This is the control room. This is where the whole place is controlled. We can control about 95% of the plant from in here.
It's pretty high tech. Does it take long to get in this kind of rock?
Usually the guys that are working in here have been on the plant, worked on all the areas, and they actually know what systems work out there. So probably about 2 to 3 years before they actually start in the control room.
And those years are often spent in the field doing on-site testing, which is a huge part of the plant operator's role.
And all the way through the process, the operators are checking all sorts of things like the titration, where we're checking the cyanide is correct. That's backing up to ensure that the automatic system is working and detecting and letting us know that it's correct. But also as they go through, they're also checking all the reagents or chemicals that we add. They'll be checking those every hour to ensure that if it's supposed to be 30 mils a minute going in, then 30 mils a minute is what's going in.
Man, it sounds like there's a lot to this job. What kind of qualifications and studies do I need to do to get into it?
To start off doing this job, you don't need to have any qualifications at all. If you're coming in off the street, we will give you all the training that you require. All right, so we know that we're dead spot on. We're exactly where we need to be. So you want to see a gold bar?
I do.
We'll go and see the end result, and we'll go and show you a gold bar being poured.
Sweet.
Let's go. There's a huge range of jobs available in gold mining. Everybody from surveyors to geologists to metallurgists, process operators, underground, open pit. There's digger operators, truck drivers, just unlimited. There's the gold bar, end of the line.
Oh, wow.
From rock to gold bar.
That's so heavy. That's amazing.
You reckon there's an industry you could work in?
Definitely. That's amazing.
With $800,000 in his hand, Caleb's clearly coming to grips with this career. But does Stephen think he's got what it takes to make the most of this golden opportunity?
I thought Caleb did very well. He had absolutely no experience. I don't think he even had a very good understanding of what he was getting himself into. And I think he's got a big future in this industry.
Just seeing all that rock go through that process, to come out the end as that beautiful gold bar, is absolutely amazing. It's definitely a job I'd love to get into.
If you think a career in gold mining is just the job for you, be it in plant operation or as a surface or underground operator, then the first step you need to take is apply for a job at any mining or processing company. You can get on-the-job training and gain a range of national qualifications while you are working, depending upon the career path you choose, such as the National Certificate in Extractive Industries, Surface and Underground Extraction Level 2 or 3 for mining operations, and the National Certificate in Extractive Industries, Metalliferous Processing, Level 3 or 4 or even higher level qualifications for supervision and management positions. As mines and plants operate 24 hours a day, you'll be expected to undergo shift work, which brings with it both long hours on site, but also long periods of time off, and great rates of pay and employment prospects. Caleb didn't even get any free samples, wasted opportunity. Now, after the break, Hannah finds out about a career as an early childhood teacher. Welcome back, you're watching Just the Job. Do you like working with young kids? Well, next up, Hannah's finding out what's involved in becoming an early childhood teacher.
Kia ora, I'm Hannah Vickers, I'm 16 and I'm from Otago Girls High School, and I'm here to find out what it takes to be an early childhood teacher.
So at Dunedin's Grants Braes Kindergarten, Hannah will be teamed up with early childhood teacher Claire Wood to learn what it's all about.
Hi Claire. Hi. Nice to meet you. Come on in.
The thing I love most about the job is really getting into great conversations with the children. The children, they give you such a buzz because they've got great energy and you just really want to be around them. Don't be afraid, just get in there and ask them questions, see what they're doing.
Early childhood education differs from standard schooling in that the child chooses the activity and the teacher participates, injecting their learning into their play.
What are you doing?
If children are to grow and prosper, they need to become independent, and ensuring that happens is an integral part of the teacher's role.
I can't do it.
What can't you do, Michael?
I can't climb up and go down.
I think you can give it a go.
Well, I can.
You ask Marcelo, how did he do it? What we really want for our children is we want them to be confident, we want them to believe in themselves as learners, to be aware that they're really capable of doing things for themselves. Oh, he used his knee.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder if you could use your knee. So obviously when they first start in an early childhood centre, they may not feel very comfortable, and so what we're trying to do is we're trying to give them a sense of belonging, and over time one of the most exciting things is seeing the change in the children to becoming really confident learners. Oh, you've got one knee on, Michael. Look at that! You did it! So you can climb up.
I got it.
And you showed him how to do it, Marcelo. He used his knee. So every child's different, and they're learning in different ways. They've got different interests and different ways of learning. So you might have children that are really creative and spend a lot of time working through different art mediums. And then you get other children that want to be involved outside in big group play. And that kind of learning we're really encouraging because it's getting them thinking.
What do you make in your factory?
Chocolate. Just chocolate and more chocolate.
Chocolate and more chocolate. Do you make it into bars or Easter eggs?
We make it into Easter eggs and send it to the Easter Bunny.
You can train to teach in Te Reo Māori or Pacifica services as well as English mainstream. Whatever you choose, the ability to adapt your teaching to the changing interests of the children is an essential trait for an early childhood teacher, as is the ability to relate to them on their level.
Coming out.
I wonder why it didn't come out. Do you think it has anything to do with this pipe being a little bit upwards?
Yeah, it's a little bit upwards.
A little bit upwards. What do you think we could do to make it go down a little bit? Oh, you're pushing it down. That's a good idea.
Early childhood teachers may work up from entry-level teaching positions to senior roles, such as head teacher. They may also move to youth and community work or general training, using the organisational and interpersonal skills they have developed as teachers, while some may move into policy work and teacher education.
As a teacher, I think one of the most important things you can be with the children is really positive. You've got to be positive, enthusiastic, and you've got to make things fun because that makes a great learning environment.
Wow, look! It worked just like we thought.
Yeah.
Look, you've done such a good job. Look.
Getting children hooked on learning is what it's all about. If it's fun, then the child will enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, they'll come back for more. Creating that fun learning environment extends all the way through to even the more traditional topics of literacy and maths.
Literacy can be about so many things. It can be about maths, it can also be about children that are drawing maps is another kind of literacy. So we just like to make sure that they're exposed to a huge range of those kind of ideas and experiences.
Connie came going outside, tripped over Wilbur, turned 3 somersaults. Do you see her?
In an early childhood environment, what we're really trying to provide is a real rich variety of literacy. So as well as being passionate about reading with children, we're providing literacy in so many other ways, through song and music, through the conversations that we're having all the time with children.
How did you start getting involved in early childhood?
You have to go to university and do a degree. At the end you have a teaching qualification, the same as a primary or a secondary teacher. It sounds like lots of hard work, but it's actually also a lot of fun. You get sent to different kindergartens and early childhood centres, and the other thing that is just really rewarding is being involved with the children and their families, getting to know those families and being part of a great team of people.
Hi Kate.
Hello.
How are you today?
Great.
Good. Brody's been having a good day today. He was out playing in the sandpit, got a little bit wet.
It's really important to work in partnership with the parents, families and whānau that we have here, because if we know the children really well and we've got the parents on board, then we can work together. So one of the key roles of an early childhood teacher is to really engage with parents.
So with a few fond farewells, Hannah's day has come to an end. But does Claire think it could be the beginning of her career in early childhood teaching?
Hannah was really fantastic. She had a great day being here because she got down and got involved with the children. She was having really good conversations with them. Yeah, she was great. She did really well.
It's definitely something I could see myself doing in the future.
To begin your career as a qualified registered early childhood teacher, you'll need to complete either a Bachelor of Teaching, Diploma of Teaching, or Graduate Diploma of Teaching in Early Childhood Education. As a qualified and registered early childhood teacher, you'll be able to work in any of New Zealand's early childhood caring education centres, working as part of a team with a diverse range of children who provide a unique and exciting experience every day. Further study in Kohanga Reo Kaiako will allow you to diversify your employment options further, and as early childhood teachers are in demand, your employment prospects are high. Hey, what awesome kids. Well done, Hannah. Well, there are so many diverse and exciting career options out there. Sometimes making an informed choice can be a little tricky, but maybe Selwyn from Career Services can help. He's up next with some great advice on finding the right job for you.
Making career decisions can be really confusing. There's a lot of information out there. On the Career Services website, there's a section called My Career, where you can create your own personalised career space. You can save information about your skills and interests, what courses and jobs you're researching, possible career goals, and even create and save your CV to come back to as often as you like. Go to careers.govt.nz and click on My Career.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks to everyone who featured in today's program. We'll be back again next week with 3 more exciting careers, plus, of course, more career tips to help you find that perfect job. As always, if you want any more info on the careers featured this week, or just more information about how to make that right career choice, jump on our program website, tvnz.co.nz/justthejob. So best of luck, and I'll see you next week.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.